caught me running away. How y'all doing today? Obviously, the University of Texas. We walked out of here, got that nice dub. I gotta get these little pages set up real quick, and we can officially get to rolling here. How y'all doing? Uh, Let me know in the chat how y'all feeling about the victory. I know a victory versus Arkansas. That's always gonna hit just right. Hit just right for our Texas fans. All right. Well, I had everything set up. I had to get rid of it to get this thing set up. So Georgia, I'll go ahead and update y'all right now. Florida beat LSU. LSU is not a threat to contend for hopping into the Texas SEC. There's a chance that LSU could have made things weird with the SEC title race. Nope, they decided to go ahead and lose a game to Florida, of all schools, Florida. So that happened, and then you got Tennessee that's beating Georgia right now. Now I know a lot of y'all are like, hey, I'm holding off the middle fingers and all that stuff for just a few more minutes, but a lot of people they don't want to see Florida. They don't want to see Georgia again. They're like screw Georgia. Want them to lose. I want to play Georgia again. I want to beat Georgia's ass. Here's the deal. That's the one game I can almost guarantee I would find a way to go to if we played Georgia in the SEC title game, because I want to bark at their fans. I want to bark at them, like, to their face. So is what it is. Also, Texas, just in case you're just concerned at all, beat Mississippi Valley State. Was it Missouri? It might be Missouri. Whatever. It's something. Miss Valley State. Something. All right. Here we go. Now we got the good stuff. Let me just go ahead and do a screenshot. Add image. Okay, and so here's the deal. Look, now I get it. I did like big writing, and kind of, but I got plenty of I can talk for 5 minutes about a damn hamburger. So here we go. I got plenty of notes. Plenty of thoughts on the game here. Should have had all this set up beforehand, but professional streamer here. Also, Dr. B with the cane sugar. Yeah, it's like the Mexican Coke, all that stuff. Okay, I guess Wallace is deciding to be slow as shit. Let me just go ahead and get into the first quarter, okay? So, thoughts on the first quarter. What I'm going to do is I'll go through quarter by quarter. I actually had just before this. There we go. Okay. So just in case anybody's concerned, curious, what's the score? What was the score? There you go. Make it easy for somebody. All right, but I'm gonna go quarter by quarter. First quarter, second quarter. Don't really have notes on the fourth quarter, but I kind of have my idea. It was mostly, we'll get to it when I get to it. Got my overall thoughts. Got my offense, kind of statistics that might have popped out to me originally. Thoughts. Defense as well. And then game balls. And then we'll go ahead and talk about whatever is in chat or anything like that. Or potentially Georgia just scored right now. Okay? Georgia just scored. Going to be 10-7 ball game. Okay? All right. So, Texas Longhorns, they go to play Arkansas, a fierce rival. Now, here's the deal about, I know some people were saying, hey, worried about it being a night game, worried about it being a noon, or not night game. I felt like it, they weren't as worried about it not being a night game. That's what I meant to say. And you shouldn't have had that feeling, because this is they just hate us. Okay, that's Arkansas fans. They literally just hate us. It does not matter what time of day. They're going to show up. They're going to be loud. They were loud today. But the Texas defense did a lot to silence that. Jahdae Barron early pick and completion. It was a tip ball that turned into a pick. That was one hell of a play from Jahdae Barron. Okay. Then the next drive after, third and short on a third down stop, that was great. Like these were two plays that really, really set the tone for how this defense was going to go out there and go play the football today. Quinn Ewers to Golden on that touchdown, that looked really nice. That was kind of he was really close to getting Wingo on a touchdown, which would have been really cool because Wingo hasn't had touchdowns since I believe the third game of the season versus UTSA. Most fans have given up and moved on. Yes, Joseph, but at the same time, this is just Texas. They just hate Texas. I mean, there's the stories about gas being denied at gas stations. Like they literally hate Texas people. They hate us. Danny, no, I'm gonna get to that in my overall thoughts because this is part of my. I feel like I've been saying it for a while with Steve Sarkisian, but I'll go ahead and kind of hint towards it. He is a defensive minded head coach. He might be an offensive guru, but he is a defensive minded head coach, and everything looks the way he operates kind of seems to support that. But I really like Blues. Jaden Blues running early on. Jaden Blue was running the ball hard. He was running in between tackles at times. I think he had like 3.6 yards after contact per attempt. Not amazing, but he was running the ball hard. It really showed off, or popped off the screen to me. Quinn Ewers to Golden on that touchdown. That was a really nice pump fake to sell them on the short screen, and then he went and hit Golden over the top. I really like that. That was right after he had a pretty good pass to Wingo. Really good play from the defensive back from Arkansas on the ball. Wingo still actually almost caught the ball, which is crazy. And then Quinn on the second quarter, I don't know. I don't think this was the next drive after, but it was either the next drive or the drive after. Quinn Ewers actually tried to do the pump fake again, and he almost hit that. That's that one where the Arkansas defensive back safety made an amazing play, ranging it down, got his hand on the football, knocked it away. That would have been. I want to say that was Golden as well. Real quick. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, that was Golden as well. So, look, hey, Matthew Golden must have done Quinn Ewers' laundry or something this week because Quinn Ewers was targeting Matthew Golden for touchdowns a lot today. But that was that close to being a touchdown. A really cool play. Helm, he had a very clutch catch to get a. It wasn't third down. I think it was like 2nd and 12 or something like that. But great catch from Gunnar Helm. But then not too far after that, you get one of the rarest things that you'll ever see in life, which was Gunnar Helm dropping a football. Like I don't think that I tried to think of like a time that I'm like a blatant like that should have been caught ball that Gunnar Helm didn't come down with, and that to me seems like the first one. Kind of feels like it might be the last one. Extremely rare drop from him, but then not too far after the pass interference and the end zone. What are we doing? Is that not a pass interference to Matthew Golden? That should have extended the drive. That should have at least allowed Texas to have more shots at adding more points on the board. We end up having to settle for a field goal. It is what it is. Then we had some good defense. Got the ball back. And then we moved the ball down the field. and then we back ourselves out of. This is one thing that I did not like. I think that when we are at the edge of the field goal range, like we're at the edge of Burt Auburn's range, we need to like it needs to be. I don't know if it's whether I don't know. Sark's got to be telling Quinn Ewers this or what has to be happening, but we have to have like a thing where it's like once we get into a certain range, let's just no negative plays. Like that needs to be almost primary number one. Obviously, you want to move the ball, right? But you don't want to like do the opposite of that, which is going backwards and drive yourself out of field goal range, which we then have to punt the ball. And we try to stop it on the one. We don't get it stopped on the one. And it doesn't really do anything because Jahdae Barron goes in there and gets a sack, and then Sam Pittman just says, "Screw it, let's just go in for the half. Let's just cut our losses and go in at the half, down 10-0." I thought the Texas defense came out disciplined in the second half, and really just playing with a like they had a point to prove that it wasn't going to be some first half deal where hey, we did well in the first half, and y'all are going to make y'all's adjustments and y'all are going to get some on us. Does the 2021 team lose that game today? Yes, they do. Absolutely. I'll talk about that. I actually kind of was thinking about that earlier. I do think they lose this game. And I'll get to why when I go over that, obviously. But so Texas defense, I thought they came out disciplined. I thought they really they came out with trying to prove a point like, hey, you're not going to make an adjustment and get some. You're not going to magically start working this offense over or defense over with y'all's offense. Colin Simmons, jeez Louise, this dude is an absolute animal. Got his second sack on the third quarter. He was all over the field today. That I missed that in the first quarter. Sacks. We got sacks. I completely missed the sacks. Specifically, who are we talking about? No, we're not talking about Jahdae Barron. We're talking about Alfred Collins. Nope, not Alfred Collins. We're talking about Barron Sorrell, Colin Simmons. Barron Sorrell and Colin Simmons. Sacks in the first quarter. Sacks in the third quarter. No. Alfred Collins as well towards the end. And then you also got Trey Moore. Welcome to Texas Longhorns. Welcome to Texas Longhorns. If you were to just start Trey Moore from after the bye week, basically the Florida game, and even before the Florida game, let's say if you were to say Vanderbilt, Florida, and Arkansas, this is what Texas fans were expecting from Trey Moore. This is the impact that Texas fans were expecting from Trey Moore. You know what, Peter? Arkansas fans can say all they want. They're 5-5. They got to win one more game to go make it to a bowl game. Crazy world we live in. Here's one thing that I thought was kind of interesting. Quinn Ewers did not have much pressure today. This was I'll get to the pressures here in a second, but Quinn Ewers was rushing throws, and this is without pressure. This is kind of one of my things is people have these gripes, and it's like people have these set gripes with Quinn Ewers, and they're like, oh well, yeah, it's he can't handle the pressure, the pocket presence, right? The not throwing the ball down the field, and there's these generic ones that are at this point they're almost I don't know if this is correct to say this, but they're almost considered generic platitudes now, and you just throw it out there. It's just some random shit that you just you've heard a million times before associated with Quinn, and so you just start saying it, right? And there wasn't much. There were people complaining about Quinn Ewers not dealing with pressure. And hey, Miss 512, how are you doing, man? There were people complaining about how Quinn Ewers not dealing well with the pressure. There wasn't any pressure. I don't know what you're talking about when you're talking about Quinn Ewers wasn't dealing with the pressure. It is what it is. Texas sometimes fans are going to get a little bit out of pocket. Talk about Quinn Ewers. There are some people I really respect talking about how he doesn't have athleticism. Just wild things like Sark accountability on Sark. I don't know. I'm even. I got like damn letters from my uncle mid game. I had to mute the. I was cutting up the every play mid game, and I'm like, I had to mute the thing because he was sending me essays. Uh, it is what it. Yeah, you know what, Danny? I will say that's fair to say on this one. I think he might have created a little bit of his own pressure today. Uh, Jelani McDonald is going to be one hell of a football player for the University of Texas. He is a freaking stud. This dude is going to be one heck of a safety. And not only for Texas, he's going to go and play some for the NFL. He needs to take a little bit better angles. There was that one play. It was a pass play. It didn't. The pass was ended up being too far, too long, so it didn't end up mattering. But if the pass was accurately thrown, McDonald gets beat just simply because he has a bad angle. If he takes the right angle, he makes a play on the ball on a correctly thrown pass. Ball was out of anyway. So I'm not even gonna like. If you know the play that I'm talking about, where Taylor and Green trying to throw the ball down the middle for a touchdown, they end up having to kick a field goal. Uh, I think I think so. Uh, that's that's the play that I'm talking about right here. And McDonald, if he just takes a little bit better angle, if the ball is correctly thrown. Now the ball wasn't correctly thrown, so it doesn't matter. It ends up not being a problem. But if the ball was correctly thrown, there's a chance that that's a problem. Now, so the fourth quarter, what I don't have on the paper, Texas did an extremely good job running out the clock, and this goes to what you were saying earlier. Danny is, and this is where I kind of want to say about Steve Sarkisian. He doesn't give a like. I was trying to tell people the last couple days about how, and I for one predicted and thought that we were gonna beat the ever loving crap out of Arkansas, and by that I mean like like a 21-point win or some shit like that, right? That didn't happen. Now Steve Sarkisian does not give a shit about winning games by a lot of points. He doesn't. I think the only thing Steve Sarkisian cares about is there a W on the win call? Like, did Texas win the game? Okay, check one. Did Texas win enough games to make it to the SEC championship? Okay. Did Texas win the SEC championship? Okay. Did Texas win the national championship? Okay. I think those are the only things that Steve Sarkisian cares about. And anything after that is just all filler. It's all bullshit. And Sark doesn't care about it. It's not something that's like, look, if Quinn Ewers throws for 500 yards today and we don't win the national championship, people are still at some point they're still going to be going after Sark's head, right? Like, the best way that I can think about it is, and I'm just googling the name just to make sure that I'm. Yeah, okay. Uh, think back to a guy named Jake Coker, Alabama, national championship quarterback. He doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's going out there playing lights out. No. Did they win a national championship? Yes. Now Nick Saban's not an offensive-minded head coach, but at the end of the day, I don't think Steve Sarkisian cares about having some legit offense anymore. And he's not trying to further his career as an offensive guy. He wants to win football games and win the big one as a head coach at the University of Texas. I think that's what Steve Sarkisian cares about. I think that's really all Steve Sarkisian cares about. And anything after that, like I just said earlier, filler, it's all bullshit for lack of better words. Like you heard him talk about going after Quinn. He knew he could have gone after the touchdown record for Quinn Ewers at Texas, like 6 touchdowns in one game, passing touchdowns. But he doesn't like the idea of trying to force things or anything like that. He likes the idea of letting it happen. And when you go in the fourth quarter and you look at like the amount of this is one thing that I really kind of I wanted to see from Texas, and I think that Texas while this was not a like I didn't want to ever call this before this earlier in the season. I called the Mississippi State game an ugly win. No, like not no good, but it was an ugly win. I think that this wasn't actually as ugly as the Mississippi State game, despite the score not being as large of a difference. Uh, I think that we showed things that we needed to show for this team to start to gain confidence as the season goes on. One is a solid rushing attack. When we needed to and we needed to shut out the game, the solid rushing attack was there. Now, not to say that Quinn Ewers was bad or anything like that, right? But this was not a game where Quinn Ewers was going to put us on his shoulders and go win the football game. So in the fourth quarter, we needed the rushing attack to be there in order to ice out the game. And guess what? The rushing attack was there. The running backs showed up. Jaden Blue, he fumbled that ball earlier, but guess what? You know what? I appreciate Aaron, man. I miss. I believe this is Aaron Little. I miss it. I miss doing our show that we had with Orange Woods. I really miss that, man. That was fun. It was good times while it went on, man. But it was really nice to see that the Texas coaching staff to stick behind Jaden Blue, and allow him to stay in the game, still make an impact, still have carries, still have catches, and he did have an impact. He had a 3rd and 13 major conversion after that fumble. So it was nice to see a little bit of an evolution from both Jaden Blue and the coaching staff, because at the end of the day, we're all evolving here. Quinn Ewers, like I was just saying, he did. To me, if you had to say, hey, give one sentence on how Quinn Ewers did. Quinn Ewers did fine, no better, no worse. Fine, no better, no worse. It was not going to be anything that's going to you're not going to go right home about the game saying, oh, look at how great Quinn Ewers did, right? You're not going to sit there and go, oh, Quinn Ewers he just cost us a potential of his game. You're not going to do that. He did fine. He did all right. He did all right. It is what it is. It wasn't a game. It's going to be one of the middle games. It's going to be one of the games that literally people forget about. It is what it is. Jahdae Barron, Thorpe Award winner. I mean, like, mail him the Thorpe right now. Right now, mail that guy the Thorpe. That first half was insane from Jahdae Barron. Colin Simmons, that dude is a first rounder. Enjoy your time while you got him. We're almost at the end of the. We're probably 2/3 of the way through the first season, which is crazy to say that at this point, but we're 2/3 of the way through the first season of Colin Simmons. You get 2 more after this one. 2 more seasons of Colin Simmons. Enjoy that one. Georgia is the luckiest team. Yes. I don't like look that first half that we put on. Good Lord. 3rd and 6. Pass. I that might have been one of the worst completions I've ever seen in my life. Not worst. That might be a stretch, but it wasn't a beautiful pass by any means. Alfred Collins, first rounder. Dude's playing like a first rounder. Alfred Collins, he has the size. People have wanted the consistency, and you know what? Ever since I think when Vernon Broughton went out versus Florida for the first half because of targeting penalty, I think like we had already seen good play from Alfred Collins this year, but I think it was just like, hey, like we need you this game, right? We need you to be that guy this first half for us this game, and it felt like that's just been the catalyst for a level of play that is just, man, he's playing at a first round level. Trey Moore, like I said, if he had been playing Vanderbilt, Florida, and then this Arkansas game, if you had only seen those games, you'd been like, yeah, that is the Trey Moore that we thought we were going to get, right? Well, he's been having an impact on the game, just has not. He's been just this close all season long. Well, it's awesome to get to watch him actually, make that impact. And again, while you're here, drop a like on the video. I see there's 18 viewers, I think, or something like that right now. Drop a like on the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any of the support that we get out here. I tried to get out that every play out quick. I know I lagged a little bit behind today, but we'll be faster. We'll be faster in the future. Well, we only get one more for sure away game though. That is kind of the crazy thing. So those are the games that I really kind of do well in. Yeah, hey, he's a good boy back there. He's being a good boy. He's not really bothering too much. Bert Auburn 2 for 2. Great comeback from Bert Auburn. Gotta love to see it. Uh, gotta love to see that. Offensive line. So this is what I was saying earlier. Like Danny, you were talking about this Quinn create his own pressures. The offensive line per PFF. These are per PFF's numbers. So I don't know. I can't really confirm to you whether or not this is 100% like fact and true. 5 pressures all game long. Only 5 pressures. That is really good considering he had what, like 40 dropbacks or something like that. Good stuff. Jaden Blue, 83 yards on the ground, 5.9 yards per attempt. Show me something, Jaden Blue. Love to see that. Silas Bolden is starting to show up. He is 33 yards. Starting to show some real promise. I would have, man, got to catch that one from Quinn right there. That one from Quinn. If he had caught that one from Quinn, that would have been awesome. Hey, Cheeky. Hey, nice to see you, bro. Yes. 2 more weeks, bro. I appreciate the donation, man. Thank you very much.
Cheeky Hobson donated $2 through Super Chat. Had to say hey. Aggies fight. Had to do it.
Well, you know what? You saying Aggies fight got the Texas fight song on, so I'm not sure how you feel about that one. I'm not sure how you feel about that one. Hey, no. Okay, so Joseph, Extreme Gamer Mac, Troll, does support this channel. Troll. Cheeky Hobson, not a troll. That's like an actual guy that I know from fantasy football in real life. He's a really good dude. An Aggie, I don't know what look. Cheeky, just if you were a Longhorn man, you'd be 100% solid, but 99% there, 99% there. There's just 1% of you that's just led astray. Just kidding, man. But I appreciate it, man. I cannot wait until that game. I know we've been talking about it for a while, coming up now. And then so Jaden Blue, sticking on Jaden Blue, man. Jaden Blue, whoo! You got absolutely lucky, Jaden Blue. He got lucky. That somebody said that was God blowing the ball out. When I thought that, I was like, man, that was the ghost of DKR. That was the same ghost of DKR that, if you remember, Cameron Dicker versus Iowa State. That ball is true. It's just going true, and then last second just shifts to the right, and that field goal miss leads to Texas hiring Steve Sarkisian after firing Tom Herman. Had he made that kick, Texas, we're 8-2 and we can't fire. We're Big 12 champions. We can't fire Tom Herman. Goes to DKR. He blew that ball out. He said that ball is getting into. And so here's the crazy part about that ball, that fumble. If that fumble doesn't go out, and Arkansas gets the ball, the game is 13-10 right there. There's a 30-point. We have a 3-point lead. That we're putting the defense in a lot different scenario versus after that point we go and then we put 7 points on the board, and now the defense is getting to play with a 10-point lead. And then what happens is, wait, no, Aaron, don't you play with me. It's a 6-3 ball game. 6-3 ball game. Oregon is up 3 points on Wisconsin. Wisconsin is smoking quack. Gotta love it. Yeah. So if that ball does not go out of bounds, it's a completely different ball game. Texas now that drive that would have happened, maybe Alfred Collins still goes and gets that fumble. What a great play from Alfred Collins, man. That. We're gonna get to game balls here in a second in defense, but Isaiah Bond was a leading receiver. I got to see Steven from Fanatic Perspective. He asked, when did Isaiah Bond leave? He's not really looking to. 10-6 Wisconsin. Attaboy, Aaron. Attaboy, Aaron. Thank you, man. Thank you for keeping me updated. My ESPN was lagging behind, but I will get that. I got New Mexico State and A&M on over here. That shit ain't gonna be anything worth watching. But so it's just a completely different ball game right there at the turnover with the fumble. Luckily, that ball goes out of bounds. On defense, Michael Taft, 8 tackles, led the team. Michael Taft has been playing amazing. Michael Taft, not Thorpe winner level, but should be on the Thorpe semifinalist list. Crazy that he's not. Jahdae Barron, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup, 1 interception, 1 sack. Amazing day from Jahdae Barron. Send the Thorpe Award to Jahdae Barron right now. Send it to Jahdae Barron. I'm done slapping the table. Barron Sorrell, Collins Simmons, Trey Moore, all got sacks. All got on the sack party. These dudes were they were going crazy. I'm not sure if you saw my tweet. Since the year 2016, there have been 6 games of 6 sacks or more by Texas defense. 6 games of 6 sacks or more. In 2016, there was an 8 sack game, and there was another 6 sack game. And then another year there was I forget what other year. There was one other year in between them and then in 23. There was one other 6 sack game. If you know where I'm going with this, Texas has had 3 games of 6 sacks or more this year. This defense, they're playing their defensive line specifically. They're playing with their hair on fire, man. They're playing lights out. Game ball, offense and defense. We'll start with the defense first. I want to split. I put up a poll on Twitter. I said, hey, when we give out the game ball, are we giving it to Jahdae Barron or Colin Simmons, or do we just cut the damn thing in half? I'm giving it to Jahdae Barron, the defensive game ball. Just Thorpe Award winner performance. You got to have it. And on the offensive game ball, I'm giving it to Alfred Collins. Offense, you ain't getting a game ball today. Hell no. Hell no. Alfred Collins gets that game ball. Okay? I don't give a shit. I'm overriding. I'm overruling something. I'm not saying that the offense played bad today, but I'm just saying, look, Alfred Collins getting that ball. Give him a bullshit snap at fullback or something like that. He is getting the game ball. Offensive game ball is going to Alfred Collins. And that there is the rest of my notes on the game. Just kind of got my overall thoughts now, but what a game from Texas. I know it wasn't necessarily the most beautiful. It wasn't the best victory. Blah 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 blah, all that stuff. But to watch the defense go out there and to just instill confidence. Like there was not a point in this game where I was like, oh, we're losing this game. Like there was no point that I ever was worried about this game. Maybe the first couple drives, but it was just mainly that the Arkansas defense was playing really well. No, Extreme Gamer Mac, no. Texas would actually. Let me go ahead and look at the schedule for Oklahoma. Refresh my mind on this one. Oklahoma fans, look, we tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all that he's the next Brent Venables. He's Charlie Strong 2.0. Y'all didn't want to believe us. Y'all blah, 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 blah. No, y'all are just Texas fans talking crap. Oh, no. We tried to help you. We tried. We were like, you know what? Screw it. We're bigger people. Y'all kicked us while we were down. We want to extend an olive branch. We want to help you out. We want y'all to be competitive in the SEC with us. We don't want y'all making us look bad. What do y'all do? Y'all look like shit. A shit product. Temple would have won that game. Houston would have won that game. Tulane would have won that game. Tennessee would have won that game. Auburn would have won that game. Can't play Texas. Would have beat Oklahoma. Well, obviously. But to be fair, with the Oklahoma schedule, orange and white game, I don't know who won the orange and white game, guys. Did Texas win? I don't know. South Carolina would have beat South Carolina. Ole Miss would have beat Ole Miss. Maine would have beat Maine. Missouri would have beat Missouri. Alabama would have beat Alabama. LSU. What would be at LSU? Like, come on now. We're going 12-0 with that schedule. Come on now. Easy shit. Easy shit. Uh, so they're at the half. Wisconsin is ahead on Oregon at the half. Does Texas become the number one? So here's the deal. I want answers in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and post a poll right here. If I can. Oh, yep. Here we go. Okay. So this is with a Oregon loss. Okay. 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 Answer that poll for me real quick. I want to see this. Who do you think in a situation where we have Oregon losing, they do lose to Wisconsin. Let's just say Oregon loses to Wisconsin. Actually, hold on. No, we're in that poll because we're getting the right. I my apologies. Kurt, please do not come after me. Don't come after me, Kurt. Please, please. Yeah, no, Joseph. Charlie Strong. Charlie Strong level. Like not even Tom Herman. No. Going down. So yeah, I want to see what y'all think because I'll look. I mean, here, just so I, just so that y'all know, I'm gonna write down my answer on the piece of paper. Uh, wrote down my answer on the paper. I'll let y'all know my answer. I want to see what y'all's answer is. I don't want to influence it or let y'all think I've been influenced. Let me earmark this thing though so I can find it. Could Tennessee Georgia jump Texas? Well, where's the play? So let me look at the playoff rankings. And you know what, Aaron? I need to get you on one of these shows if you're down to, man. Get going like old school. Okay, so Tennessee's ranked 7, Texas at 3. You got Penn State, Indiana. So it's Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana, BYU, Tennessee. Maybe they do. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, who has Ohio State beat? Not much. And then they still have the one loss too. So I think it's a lot closer than the poll is kind of making out to be. Now, that being said, I mean, what do we got? 8 votes. There's 20 of y'all in here. Give a couple more, a little bit more time for some votes to come in. There were okay, yeah, no, there were 1 losses to Oregon. So, I'll go ahead and end the poll, but that's who I had. Ohio State. So, I mean, I kind of agree with y'all for the most part, but yeah, it was not a strong showing the first to start with Northwest. me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it should pay off. But the funny thing is like, and this is actually one of the funniest things is we've been told for how long that Texas we got the media bias, right? Texas, when Texas is good, we're the media's on our side. The media this, the media that. The media has just been sitting here going, well, what about their strength of schedule? Who they played? Who they played? Good lord. I appreciate it, Matt, Phil. Likewise, man, likewise. Let me see. All right, then I'm kind of go over some of the PFF stats that I think kind of were key sticking out, and I'll be going over. I'll do some chat interaction right here. If you got a question, hit me up in the chat. I'll try to answer it real quick. Other than that, good game from Texas. It's always a good day when Texas beats Arkansas. Always a good game. Always a good day. Uh, Offensive pass blocking grade overall 86.1. Run blocking 59.9. There were moments. You know what? Here, I didn't want to say this before I forget to ever say this again. I know I've talked a lot about how good the Texas defense did today, but there was a moment where the defense started to get inconsistent, and I didn't like that. Uh, we just if we could have played just a full consistent game at the top at our level of you know championship defense, Arkansas didn't score today. They wouldn't have even scored. So I would have liked to see the Texas defense play with just a little bit more consistency, but that's me being nitpicky. And in the same regard of being nitpicky, I would have liked to see Quinn Ewers be a little bit more efficient. I'd like to see him be a little bit less disturbed in the pocket. Now, I'm not saying I don't think he managed the pocket horribly or anything like that, but it is what it is. Uh, so yeah, Quinn Ewers had a couple drops credited to the wide receivers. Like I said, there wasn't many pressure. There was only, according to PFF, there was only 5 dropbacks when being blitzed. So it's not like, and both times he was 50% against that. So it's not like he was really bad or good versus blitz or versus pressure. He just he did you know. It was a very mad day for Quinn Ewers. So we'll see if he can have a better week next week versus Kentucky. I will. We're gonna have to see about that, but I definitely I'll go ahead and end it off here. I definitely need a good week next week versus Kentucky because I will not be at the game. This is my first week, first home. This is my first home. Not. This is my first home game in the Steve Sarkisian era that I will not be at. I've been at 25 straight Steve Sarkisian home games, well, including 3 Red Rivers. Um, so here's the deal: is I will be at a wedding for a Texas Tech grad, or not grad, but a guy that it's a long story. He's basically a grad. It's not a matter of like he went off and he was an equipment manager for the San Francisco Giants. So it's not like he went off and became like a McDonald's worker or anything like that. Like he kind of left school or whatever, and it just it's how his life path went worked out. But he's a Red Raider fan. His I believe his groomsman has or not groomsman, but his best man is a Longhorn fan, one of my best friends. Uh, but a lot of other like there's a lot of Aggie fans in there. There's a lot of Ohio State fans, or not. There's an Ohio State fan. There's a lot of not Longhorn fans a part of this wedding party, and I just want to say if I have to go be there at that wedding party and watch Texas lose to Kentucky, I'm gonna hear so much shit, and I'm gonna be so pissed. So big game next week. Big game next week for the Longhorns. Need that. Hope you all have had a great day. Look, like I said, any day that we beat Arkansas is a good day. And to reemphasize Bill McIntosh's comment here, good evening. God loves you. Hope you all have a great day, and hope you all have a good evening. And let's whatever you want. If you want an Oregon loss, I hope you get an Oregon loss. If you want a Georgia loss, I hope you get a Georgia loss. I want a Georgia win. I want to play Georgia. So, hope you all have a great day, and as always, hook 'em.